The untold history of Utah. Long before Utah became known for red rock canyons, ski slopes, and salt flats, it was a land rich with indigenous presence, sacred lands, and survival through harsh climates. Ancient beginnings. The earliest known inhabitants of Utah were the ancestral Puebloans, also known as the Anasazi and Fremont peoples, dating back more than 2,000 years. These indigenous civilizations built cliff dwellings, created intricate petroglyphs, and practiced advanced agriculture using irrigation systems in the dry desert climate. You can still see traces of their lives today in places like Canyonlands National Park and 9 Mile Canyon, often called the world's longest art gallery, for its thousands of petroglyphs. After the Puebloans, a number of tribes thrived in the region, including the Ute, Paiute, Navajo, Shoshone, and Goshutes peoples. The state actually gets its name from the Ute tribe. Utah is believed to mean people of the mountains. Spanish exploration and forgotten trails. Spanish explorers were the first Europeans to arrive in the area, with Dominguez and Escalante trekking through Utah in 1776 while searching for a route between New Mexico and California. Though they never colonized the region, they mapped trails that would later help settlers find their way west. During this era, Utah was considered part of the northern frontier of New Spain, and later Mexican territory after Mexico's independence in 1821. The Mormon exodus and the birth of Deseret. Utah's most pivotal and unique chapter began in the mid-1800s with the arrival of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, LDS, also known as the Mormons. Persecuted for their religious beliefs across the eastern U.S., Mormon pioneers led by Brigham Young sought a safe haven in the remote American West. In 1847, Young and his followers reached the Salt Lake Valley and declared, "This is the place," believing they had found their promised land. They immediately began building a settlement in the arid desert, developing an extensive irrigation system, and laying the foundations for Salt Lake City. The Mormons proposed a massive territory called Deseret, encompassing much of the present-day American Southwest. The U.S. government, wary of the theocratic governance and size of Deseret, instead established the Utah Territory in 1850, and tensions between the federal government and the LDS Church began to simmer. The Utah War in 1857, fearing rebellion and polygamous practices, President James Buchanan sent federal troops to confront the Mormon leadership in what became known as the Utah War. Though it ended without major bloodshed, it marked a deep divide between Utah's settlers and the federal government. Around the same time, tensions with local native tribes were escalating as Mormon settlements spread throughout the region. Polygamy and the road to statehood. One of the most contentious issues was polygamy, a practice openly embraced by early LDS leaders. This kept Utah from achieving statehood for decades. It wasn't until 1890, when LDS President Wilford Woodruff officially renounced polygamy through the Manifesto, that Utah's path to statehood became viable. In 1896, Utah became the 45th state of the United States. Mining, railroads and economic shifts. As the 20th century approached, Utah shifted from its isolationist roots into a bustling frontier of commerce. The discovery of silver, copper, and coal brought a wave of miners and immigrants to the state, especially in places like Park City and Bingham Canyon. The Transcontinental Railroad, completed in 1869 at Promontory Summit, Utah, linked the east and west coasts and became a critical turning point in American history and Utah's development. Modernization and diversity. Throughout the 20th century, Utah saw significant growth in industry, education, and technology. Salt Lake City hosted the 2002 Winter Olympics, showcasing Utah's natural beauty and modern infrastructure to the world. And though the LDS Church still plays a major role in state culture and politics, Utah has grown more diverse over the decades, welcoming communities from Latin America, the Pacific Islands, Asia, and Africa. The hidden secrets, legends, and myths of Utah. Beneath all that red rock beauty and snowy mountain charm, Utah is loaded with strange stories, unexplained mysteries, and forgotten secrets. Let's take a look at some of the most fascinating ones. Skinwalker Ranch, the most paranormal place in America located in northeastern Utah's Uinta Basin. Skinwalker Ranch is easily one of the most infamous paranormal hotspots in the world. For decades, locals and scientists alike have reported everything from UFO sightings and strange orbs of light to animal mutilations and electromagnetic disturbances. The name, Skinwalker, comes from Navajo legend, describing evil shape-shifting witches who can take on the form of animals. The ranch gained so much attention that the U.S. government allegedly funded secret investigations there through a project called AWSAP, Advanced Aerospace Weapons System Applications Program. Today, the ranch is privately owned and monitored 24/7, and people still claim bizarre phenomena occur regularly. The curse of the Lost Rhoades Mine somewhere deep in the Uinta Mountains, according to legend, lies a secret gold mine discovered by a settler named Thomas Rhoades in the 1800s. The story goes that local Ute tribes, who originally kept the mine hidden, allowed Rhoades and later Brigham Young to mine the gold under strict conditions, which included secrecy and a promise never to exploit it for personal gain. Supposedly, once those rules were broken, the mine was cursed and its location was lost. Treasure hunters still search for it today, convinced it holds untold riches. Ghost Towns and Desert Whispers. Utah is home to over 100 ghost towns, remnants of mining booms and pioneer life that faded away. Towns like Grafton, near Zion National Park, are eerily preserved, with abandoned homes, schools, and cemeteries still standing. Some of these ghost towns are rumored to be haunted, particularly Frisco, which was once known as the wildest town in the West. With a history of lawlessness, brothels, and underground murders, locals say it's still full of restless spirits. The underwater ghost town of Rockport. Beneath the surface of Rockport Reservoir lies the submerged town of Rockport, once a thriving settlement from the 1800s. When the reservoir was created in the 1950s, residents had to abandon their homes, churches, and graves. Now, when the water levels drop, ghostly remains of the old town re-emerge, giving visitors a haunting glimpse of the past. The mystery of the 9 Mile Canyon writings. Nicknamed the world's longest art gallery, 9 Mile Canyon is home to tens of thousands of ancient petroglyphs carved into stone by the Fremont and Ute peoples. But some of the symbols have baffled archaeologists and researchers for years. Who are the horned beings depicted over and over? Are they gods? Visitors from elsewhere? Or ceremonial figures lost to time? The canyon holds many secrets, and some believe we've barely scratched the surface. The Great Salt Lake Monster. In the 1800s, multiple people claimed to have seen a serpent-like creature in the Great Salt Lake. Described as having a crocodile-like body and a monstrous head, the so-called North Shore Monster was reportedly seen near the lake's islands. Some believe it was an exaggerated sighting of a buffalo or other large animal swimming, while others are convinced a prehistoric creature could still lurk in the salty depths. The secret tunnels under Salt Lake City. Rumors have swirled for years that secret tunnels run beneath Salt Lake City, some supposedly connected to early Mormon temples and others used for Prohibition-era smuggling or underground rail lines. While some of these tunnels are confirmed to exist, especially under Temple Square, the extent and purpose of many are still unclear. Stories even mention chambers sealed off by the LDS Church, protecting sacred artifacts or forgotten records. The Spiral Jetty and its mysterious location on the remote northern shore of the Great Salt Lake lies a massive earthwork called the Spiral Jetty, built in 1970 by artist Robert Smithson. This black basalt coil stretches 1,500 feet into the lake. What's odd is how little known it is, considering its size and artistic significance. It often disappears underwater depending on the lake's level, and many believe it holds spiritual or cosmic meaning, especially given its alignment with lunar cycles and the way it emerges like a hidden relic from the past. From gold mines guarded by curses to UFO sightings and ancient stone carvings that defy explanation, Utah is a land of mystery beneath the surface beauty. The hidden secrets and mysteries of Utah. Utah's stunning deserts and mountain ranges aren't just beautiful, they're mysterious, layered with legends that stretch back centuries. Beneath the red rock arches and echoing canyons lies a world of haunted places, lost treasures, and unexplained phenomena. One of the most famous places shrouded in mystery is Skinwalker Ranch, located in the Uinta Basin in northeastern Utah. For decades, this isolated property has been the center of strange occurrences, UFO sightings, unexplainable lights, mutilated cattle, and bizarre creatures that seem to vanish into thin air. The land is tied to Navajo legends about shape-shifting beings called skinwalkers, witches capable of transforming into animals. The government has even funded investigations into the ranch, yet no concrete answers have ever been found, only more questions and eerie silence. Then there's the Lost Rhoades Mine. Deep in the Uinta Mountains, legends say a vast gold mine was discovered by a Mormon pioneer named Thomas Rhoades in the 1800s. He was sworn to secrecy by a local native tribe who showed him the location. Though he and his son brought back small fortunes in gold, they never revealed the mine's exact location. Treasure hunters have searched for it for over a century, but the gold remains missing, and many believe it's guarded by spiritual forces or cursed. Utah's Red Rock country holds secrets, too. In places like Canyonlands and Moab, there are countless petroglyphs etched into the rocks by the ancient Fremont and ancestral Puebloan people. Some of these carvings depict what look like star beings or humanoid figures in helmets, leading some to wonder if these could be ancient accounts of extraterrestrial contact. Mainstream archaeologists interpret them as spiritual or symbolic, but that hasn't stopped the theories from spreading. Another eerie story surrounds the Great Salt Lake. There's an old legend of a sea monster, described as a massive creature with the head of a horse and the body of an alligator. First reported in the 1800s, sightings of this so-called North Shore monster have faded over time, but the legend still lingers like a fog over the lake's already otherworldly landscape. In Salt Lake City, the historic Rio Grande Depot is said to be haunted by the Purple Lady, a ghostly woman in a violet dress who's been seen roaming the halls. The story goes that she died tragically after an argument with a lover, throwing herself in front of a train. Visitors and workers have reported cold spots, disappearing figures, and flickering lights, classic signs of a restless spirit. Even the vast Bonneville salt flats have their own mystery. Once the floor of an ancient prehistoric lake, the flats are now a surreal, shimmering landscape that seems to stretch into infinity. People have claimed to see mirages of ghost towns or hear strange mechanical sounds out on the salt, with no source in sight. It's a place where reality feels thinner, where time seems to blur, and where some believe dimensional slips or time anomalies might occur. Utah is also home to the Hole in the Rock, a 5,000 square foot home carved out of a massive sandstone rock face near Moab. While it now serves as a quirky roadside attraction filled with oddities and taxidermy, some believe the energy around the place is more than just eccentric. It's said to have an unnatural stillness that makes people uneasy, as though the rock remembers its transformation. From haunted train stations and vanishing gold mines to strange lights in the sky and shape-shifting beings, Utah remains one of America's most mysterious and myth-filled states. The deeper you go, the more you uncover, and the more the land seems to whisper its secrets to those who are truly listening. Where to stay in Utah if you're heading into Salt Lake City? Look into the Grand America Hotel for luxury or the funky, art-filled Little America for charm and convenience. Salt Lake is Utah's hub, with sleek urban stays close to hiking trails and ski resorts. For a modern boutique experience, try Evo Hotel, which blends outdoor gear, rooftop bars, and walkable nightlife. In Park City, go for Stein Eriksen Lodge or the Waldorf Astoria if you're in the mood to splurge. These spots offer ski-in, ski-out access and spa services, making it easy to unwind after a day on the slopes. For something more local and cozy, check out the Washington Schoolhouse Hotel or a log cabin Airbnb tucked into the woods. If you're heading south toward Moab, try Under Canvas for a glamping experience near Arches National Park, or the Red Cliffs Lodge, nestled by the Colorado River. Both give you front-row views to Utah's Red Rock wonders. For those drawn to Zion National Park, Springdale has rustic inns and upscale eco-resorts like Cable Mountain Lodge or Cliffrose Lodge, where you're just steps from the entrance of the park. If you're more off the grid, try Capitol Reef Resort near Torrey. You can sleep in luxury teepees or covered wagons under the stars. Where to eat in Utah? Utah's food scene is a surprising mix of classic Western fare, international flavors, and LDS-inspired comfort food. Yes, you'll find fry sauce and green jell-O, it's a thing. but you'll also find gourmet restaurants, craft bakeries, and down-home diners. In Salt Lake City, start with Red Iguana for the most legendary Mexican mole sauces in the state. For brunch, current fish and oyster is great for seafood, and pig in a jelly jar serves southern comfort with a Utah twist. If you're craving ramen, Tasha's Ramen hits the spot, while Seta Bello is where to go for Neapolitan pizza. Cap it off with some Utah-made chocolate from Ritual Chocolate or a unique dessert from Normal Ice Cream, served out of a shiny Airstream. In Park City, High West Distillery serves cowboy-style food with locally made whiskey. River Horse on Main is one of the top-rated fine dining spots in the state. For a more laid-back meal, try 55 Eads, a cafe run by Australians that's become a breakfast favorite. When in Moab, don't skip Quesadilla Mobila, a food truck that's a local legend. Desert Bistro offers more elevated fare with a southwestern flair. And if you want something refreshing after a long hike, Sweet Cravings Bakery plus Bistro has sandwiches and baked goods that hit the spot. Down near Zion, head to Oscar's Cafe in Springdale for hearty breakfasts and burritos the size of your head. King's Landing Bistro is also a favorite for gourmet food with a view of the cliffs. No matter where you go, don't leave Utah without trying fry sauce, a mayo ketchup blend, funeral potatoes, cheesy hash brown casserole, and a local soda concoction from Swig or So Delicious. Utahns love their dirty soda culture. Utah is a place where ancient history, mystery, and breathtaking landscapes come together. Whether you're exploring Red Rock Canyons, chasing legends, or enjoying world-class food and cozy stays, this state offers something unforgettable for every traveler. It's not just a destination, it's an experience that stays with you.